Good morning, everybody. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Rebecca, and I use QTT personal development methods, coaching, mentoring, and homeopathy to help you and your family to be as healthy and as happy as you can possibly be and stay that way. And I'm popping in today for several reasons, really. The first is to wish you all a very, very happy new year. And I hope you had a lovely break and that you're feeling ready for the next 12 months. And that brings me to the second reason I'm popping in. That's to tell you that I'm going to be doing these videos every Monday around 10 o'clock. I'm a little bit late today, I know. And I'm going to be sharing with you information or tips, news, anything that I think that you might find useful to support you in leading your best life possible. And I'm very aware that obviously we're in January, and this is traditionally the time of the year where we're in a kind of reflective mood, where we're very receptive to change and to making changes in our lives to help us be a bit more healthy and feel a bit better about ourselves. And that is brilliant. It's a brilliant place to be in, and it's a great start. But what we tend to do is traditionally we adopt some kind of New Year's resolution. And if we're really, really honest with ourselves, by February, we're not really doing it anymore. We've kind of tapered off. It's been too difficult. It's been too challenging. Whatever the reason, we're kind of back to the old way that we do things. And sometimes, I certainly used to find this, that I almost used to feel a bit worse because there's a kind of perception that if we've said we're going to do something, we've made this resolution, and then we haven't sustained it for some reason, that we've failed. And that can then end up making us feel even worse and perhaps doing the very behaviours that we wanted to stop even more. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about why that is the case, and more importantly, to give you an alternative way of doing things, one that works for me, and I'll tell you why it works for me and why it will work for you too. So, first of all, why don't resolutions work? Well, my own view of New Year's resolutions is a little bit the same as crash diets, if you like. They sound like a great idea at the time. And often they are a bit of a buzz. You know, you'll see lots of social media posts on certain diets or exercise programs or, you know, whatever. And they sound great at the time. So we say, okay, that's what we're going to do. But what happens is that because they're not really individualized, they're not aimed or put together specifically for us and our own unique needs, then they're not really addressing why we're doing the behaviour in the first place. And they can set up all sorts of conflicts between what we consciously want and what we've decided to do in doing the resolution, taking on the exercise programme or taking on the diet, and what's running underneath in our subconscious mind, which is telling us the complete opposite. So, for example, if you decide that you want to eat less sugar over the coming months, that's a conscious decision that you make in your conscious mind. But if you've had a problem with sugar, you've got a bit of a relationship with eating too much sugar, and that's been going for a long time, the chances are that your subconscious mind will be running a little pattern that for some reason is saying to you, you need sugar, you need sugar, you need sugar, you need sugar. And you won't be necessarily hearing it like that, but it's actually controlling everything that your body does. So already there's a conflict there between what you're consciously wanting and what your subconscious is telling you that you need. So unless you can look at that subconscious pattern and change it, tweak it, or address it in some way, then it's going to make you feel pretty uncomfortable having that constant conflict going on. So that's one thing. Also, because you're not looking at your own unique needs, even certain diets, they're not a cure-all for everybody. They're not individualized. So they may work very well for some people, but they're not necessarily going to work for you, because we all have unique needs. We have unique weaknesses and unique strengths. And often celebrating those is what is going to pay greater dividends. And I'm just welcoming 2 people who are watching. Thank you very much for joining me. Neve, Happy New Year to you. And Jessie, Happy New Year to you. So we're just talking about step 1 in my process for setting up a programme for yourselves to design your best year yet. And as I said in my post earlier this week, it does take a little bit more time and it takes a little bit more thought, but it is something that will actually sustain you throughout the whole 12 months rather than something that's going to just peter out in February. So what I find much more useful, great place to start your year, is to look back on the last 12 months and really focus on what you've achieved. Make a list of all the things that you're proud of. And I would suggest that you do a list of at least 12 things, 1 for every month. Why not? You can, of course, do more than that. When I first started, I think I was told to do a list of 100 things, which might seem a bit daunting, but it's actually surprising how many things you can come up with once you're in the flow. But I think 12 will be a good start. So when you're doing this list, really focus on making each item a positive thing. So, for example, if you're thinking, okay, I'm really proud that I didn't eat as much sugar as I usually do last year, you can say it like that, but a more positive way of putting it would be, I'm really proud that I managed to eat more healthily over the last 12 months. So that's one thing that I would ask you to do in this list. And the other is to really focus on how it makes you feel. So spend time just asking yourself, is it bringing a smile to your face? Is it making you think, wow, God, I did that. That's really good. I'm a different person now. I've done that than how I was before. And the list will be very personal to you. What makes me proud is not necessarily going to be what makes you proud. And for some people, it can be getting out of bed every day. For others, it might be trying a new food, trying a new experience, mastering a new skill, or perhaps recognizing something in yourself and being able to address it and change it. I'm quite proud of 3 pretty big things that I worked on myself last year that helped me get through some quite challenging family situations. And because I was able to do that, I now have a much better relationship with various family members. So I'm very proud of that. I'm also very proud of the fact that I stuck at my oil painting class, which not only gives me enormous pleasure every week, but I'm mastering a new skill. Oil painting was something I was a little bit scared of. I just thought it was really difficult and really technical. And I'm now kind of 9 months down the line, and I'm quite proud of the work that I'm doing using it. So that's going on my list. I also love the fact that I decided to set up a bird feeder outside my window so that every morning when I have my breakfast, I can look at the birds, and it gives me such joy. So just nothing is too small. Nothing is too big, and make it unique to you. The really big thing is noticing the feelings. If you do notice that you're smiling, really take note of that and perhaps make a note to do it more. I certainly do that. And at the end of your list, then what ideally you should be feeling is, wow, I did a lot last year. I really achieved a lot. Go me. I like to close my eyes, notice where I'm feeling it in my body, give myself an internal round of applause, if you like, slap on the back, and just feel good about it. Because you're here today. You've survived all those things that you thought you could never survive. And you are not the same person today as you were 12 months ago. And that's worth celebrating. So that's how I like to start the year. I would suggest you invest in a really lovely notebook and carry it around with you. If you're like me, you'll be noticing things, random times of the day. It's good to be able to write it down before you forget it. And just spend the next week doing that. Do share with me anything you feel that you can share. I'm really interested to hear. Or just tell me yes or no. Can you think of one thing that you feel proud of last year? And I'm going to be backing up this theme for this week on all my communications with you. So I'll be doing some remedies that might support your process during this week, on Instagram in particular. And I will be sharing more details in my newsletters as well. So if you'd like to join the newsletter, do pop onto the website and give me your details for that. And you'll receive those into your email inbox every couple of weeks. And I'm going to be using the newsletters a bit more than I did last year. That's part of the changes that I'm committing to. So I hope that's useful. Do join me next Monday, 10 o'clock. Don't worry if you can't, because I will post the replay and you can still put your comments in all week. And next week I'll be sharing step 2 in my process to help you to create your best year yet. Thank you so much for being with me. And thank you, Mary. Happy New Year to you as well. And I hope that you enjoyed that and that it's food for thought and that you will get going on that list and bring a smile to your face. Start the year with a smile and feeling good about yourself. Okay, thanks very much. All the communication details will be in the post with the video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.